Now, today, Kenya is morning. We just woke up to sad news that so far 12 lives have been lost in the coastal region aircraft accident. Now, according to the Daily Nation, several fear dead after plane crashes bursts into flames in Kwale. And sometimes you may wonder, what is this thing that is happening in our aircraft system? Is there a problem? Because not long ago, I think it was just early this year, we also had a plane crash in Mwihoko, I think in Kiambu County. I stand to be corrected. So all those things indicate that there is something wrong. Air transport is very, very, very secure in terms of no accidents, but very rare. Accidents are very rare. In case they happen, they are very fatal, of course. Now, this is just 1 year. We have had so far 2 accidents. Now, let's go through this Daily Nation article. Kwale County Police Commander Abdillahi Elio confirmed the incident, adding that County Commissioner Stephen Orinde will provide more details. According to the Kenya Civil Aviation Authority, KCAA, the plane took off from Diani and was headed to Kichwa Tembo in Masai Mara, where it crashed at around 8:30 a.m. This aircraft had 12 persons on board. So this plane was going to Masai Mara, specifically to Kichwa Tembo, and it was from Diani. So most likely, maybe the tourists were on board. Government agencies are ready on the site to establish the cause of the accident and its impact, KCAS said in a statement from the Director General Emile Arao. The cause of the crash is still unknown. Now, this is the big question now. I think now the concerned parties like KCAA should probe into this matter, because now it's becoming so much, guys, because there's no way that we can have 2 plane crashes in a single year. This is so much. Let's also check. We also have another accident that happened recently, and that should be in China, where Hong Kong's leaders are ordering swift probe into the fatal plane crash, vows accountability. Yeah, we also had another plane crash in China, and the investigation into this matter is still going on. So that is just one from China. So basically, these plane crashes worldwide, these numbers are really inflating. The numbers are going high and high, and this thing is so scary. Let's go on with that and see what is happening. Locals said that they heard a loud bang early in the morning. On getting to the scene, they found that the plane had caught fire. The area had been experiencing heavy rainfall on Monday night and Tuesday morning, and the hilly terrain was covered by fog. It was still very early in the morning when I heard a loud bang. I rushed to the scene and found that the plane had caught fire and there was no one we could save, said Mr. Makopa Sazu, a resident of the Vyogwani area. Yeah, and I think before an aircraft sets off, I think we have some departments which checks the airspace to see that it is safe. So it simply means despite the area being foggy, despite morning rains, morning showers, they still approve this plane to leave. Yeah. Yeah, so it simply means we have some administrative cut wires right there, because I do believe air travels are simply cancelled in case of bad weather conditions. Let's proceed with the article. The crash has once again brought to the spotlight concerns about aviation safety in the country, especially involving light aircraft. In August, an Amre flying doctor's plane crashed in Mwihoko area shortly after taking off from Wilson Airport, killing all 6 people on board. Earlier in January, a light aircraft burst into flames after crash landing in Malindi, Kilifi County. The accident claimed the lives of 3 people on the ground, while the pilot and the 2 students on board survived with injuries. Yeah, so we are talking about 3 plane crashes in 1 year in Kenya, and all these planes are light. So I think there should be a serious probe into this matter. Let's proceed with the story. Just 3 weeks later, on January 31st, another tragedy struck at Kedong Ranch in Naivasha, Nakuru County. A Cessna A185F went down, killing both occupants. 4 aircraft crashes. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Let's keep on going. At the time of the accident, eyewitnesses reported the weather conditions in Naivasha and its environs as low clouds and low visibility. The aircraft was observed to have disappeared into the low clouds, followed by a loud bang. Similar weather conditions were observed by other aviators at the time and airport of departure. A preliminary investigation report by the Aircraft Accident Investigation Department at the Ministry of Roads and Transport stated on March 8th, a light aircraft crashed at Ikanga near Voi, Taita Taveta County, claiming the life of a training pilot. Local residents rushed to the scene in an effort to rescue the pilot, but the wreckage was already engulfed into flames by the time emergency services arrived. On June 14th, a Kenyan Defense Forces KDF training aircraft crashed in Kinango, Kwale County. The 2 military officers on board lost their lives. That is on Daily Nation today on the digital platform. Yeah, so right now I have mentioned at least 5 aircraft crashes in Kenya in a single year. So what is this thing that is happening? What is this thing that is happening? At least 5 aircraft crashes in a single year. And most of these aircraft crashes are involving light aircrafts. They are involving light aircrafts. So if this trend goes this way, then you also have other heavy aircrafts like RAO 001, those other heavy aircrafts. So maybe, who knows? So I think the investigation should be done. The probe should be done into this matter to establish the cause. And in both scenarios, they are blaming the bad weather. You know, the weather can't be foggy 24 hours. I think some of these aircraft travels should be postponed as soon as they see that the weather is not good, because they have all the equipment, they have radars, they have satellite, they have everything to ensure that the sky is clear, to ensure that everything is fine, to avoid endangering the lives of people on board, because this is now so sad. We have not heard about this in Uganda. We have not heard about this in Tanzania. Everything is in Kenya. Just, in fact, not even within 1 year. Within how many? Right now we are in October. Within 10 months, at least 5 aircraft crashes. That is so crazy, and something must be done. So what are your thoughts and opinions? Comment right down below in the comment section and tell us what is happening. See you again in the next one. Bye bye.